Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Line Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I am going to be fighting a 2,000-point battle between my Dark Angels and Jason's Black Legion. So the story that we've got going on here today is that this planet was coming under assault from the Black Crusade, Abbadon himself leading the forces of the Chaos Marines onto this planet, trying to wrest it from the forces of the Imperium. The Dark Angels were sent out to go to oppose him and fight back and to keep this planet in the name of humanity. As they were fighting, information got to them that this planet also had some information about the workings of the Fallen and their possible alliance with the Black Legion. So they sent out forces to go gather this information, possibly before the forces of the Black Legion could get it themselves. So they sent out the different forces, and a scout squad returned back, being led by Sergeant not Jenkins, but including Jenkins himself, that they had gathered a piece of information cache that had the information that they were looking for. They didn't look at it themselves, so they didn't have to go face the interrogator chaplains, but they had found this information and were trying to bring it back, but they found themselves under assault from the forces of chaos. So the Dark Angels sent out their own reactionary force to go collect them, and just to make sure that they stayed where they were, they sent out a Dark Talon that dropped a stasis bomb on them, capturing Jenkins himself in a stasis field to keep him and the information safe until they could gather him and fight back the forces of Abbadon. Abbadon and his Black Legion found out about this and sent out a force to go gather it themselves. So that is the story that we've got going on here. We are going to be playing now the Search mission, which is a chapter approved 2018 mission. Essentially, you've got the one objective in the middle, which will be Jenkins himself. At the end of each battle round, whichever army controls the objective gets a victory point. You get the victory point by having the most number of models within a certain distance of that objective. That changes as the battle goes on, starting at 18 inches at the end of the first battle round and reducing by 3 inches every round thereafter. So after turn one, whoever has the most units within 18 inches of the center will get 1 point. After turn two, it's within 15 inches. Turn three, etc., keeps going down. So that is the story. That is the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the two armies. So for the Dark Angels, I'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading out that detachment, we have Azrael and a Primaris Lieutenant with a plasma pistol and power sword. We have 2 5-man intercessor squads and 2 5-man tactical squads. We have a 3-man squad of inceptors. We have a 10-man squad of reavers with combat knives and a 5-man squad of reavers with bolt carbines. We have a 3-man squad of aggressors. We have a 5-man company veteran squad with 4 melta-guns. We have a 10-man squad of hellblasters. We have a mortis pattern dreadnought with 2 twin las cannons. We have 2 razorbacks with twin assault cannons. And last, but, let's be honest, probably least, a drop pod. And for the Black Legion, he'll be running a spearhead detachment and a battalion detachment. Leading off the spearhead detachment, we have a Chaos Lord. And we have 3 Havoc squads, one with 4 Reaper chain guns, one with 4 autocannons, and one with 4 missile launchers, and each of the sergeants, aspiring champions, has plasma guns. Then for the battalion detachment, leading it off, we have Abbadon the Spoiler. We have a sorcerer with a force axe and a dark apostle. And we have 3 squads of cultists. We have 2 squads with autoguns, a 30-man squad and a 20-man squad, and we have a 10-man squad with auto pistols and brutal assault weapon. We have a 10-man Noise Marine squad with sonic blasters. There are 2 blast masters, and the aspiring champion has a doom siren. Boom. We have a 9-man Plague Marine squad with 3 bolt guns. We have 4 bubonic axes, 1 flail of corruption, and 1 great plague cleaver. And last but not least, we have a land raider with a combi bolter. All right, so going over deployment here, my mortis pattern dreadnought is over here on the side. These intercessors were actually back over here before my mic decided to crap out, and I realized it too late. Then, if you haven't guessed, I got first turn, so we're not going to have any seizing that you don't get to see on camera. I was going to go first, and my opponent did not seize. So they were over here, and then the first turn they moved up over there. These guys, including the aggressors and my Hellblasters were all back over here. The aggressors advanced up towards the middle. The Hellblasters, Azrael, and the Lieutenant moved up so that they are just outside of 12 inches of the center, because in this mission, any units within 12 inches of the center don't get the benefit of invulnerable saves, so I'm trying to keep them around at least turn 1. The 2 Razorbacks with the 2 tactical squads inside of them moved up, going over here. And this Intercessor squad moved up from back over here to that position. In Deep Strike Reserve, I've got my drop pod with the company veterans inside of it. I also have the 2 Reaver squads and the Inceptor squad. Going over deployment now for the Black Legion. We've got 2 of his Havoc squads inside of the building over here, along with his Chaos Lord and his Sorcerer. We've got the 20-man squad of cultists. We've got the 30-man squad of cultists, and we have the 10-man squad of cultists. We then have the Noise Marines, the other squad of Havocs over here, and Abbadon himself, along with the Land Raider with the Plague Marines inside. So, that's the deployment. You've seen the first round of movement for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. But at the end of turn 1, my opponent, because the Spearhead is a Devastation Battery, specialty detachment from, that's Vigilus Ablaze, is the one? From Vigilus Ablaze. My opponent is going to spend 1 CP on, what is it? Devastating...
Yeah, it's Punishing Volley.
Punishing Volley, which is for 1 CP, he can have one of his Havoc squads from that detachment fire at the end of my first movement, phase, before we move into my shooting phase. So the first shooting you're going to see is going to be coming from one of his Havoc squads. He has chosen his Havocs here with the Reaper autocannons.
Reaper chain guns.
Reaper chain guns, my bad. Reaper chain guns. They are going to be firing into my aggressors over there. All right, so here we go. We're going to have the plasma gun is within range as well. So that's going to be the larger dice that you're going to see there. So these are all going to be looking for 3s to hit, re-rolling because of Abbadon, right? Re-rolling everything because of Abbadon. Ooh, the plasma guy is going to kill himself. But he's got a whole bunch of other hits over there. Yeah. So these are now going to be strength 5. They are toughness 5 because they've got their Gravis armor there. So these are going to be looking for 4s to wound. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so there were 17 wounds onto them over here, which is pretty good. He doesn't get the benefit of, he couldn't do Veterans of the Long War because it's not a shooting phase. So we don't get any of that because this is still technically the movement phase. So he's shooting to them over here. So we're going to have 17 AP -1, so 17 4-ups. No, that's going to be more than enough to kill all of my guys over there. So that is first strike for my opponent here at the end of my first movement phase. Wow, that was pretty awesome. All right, so we're gonna start off my shooting phase now. Sounds about right. My Intercessor squad here is gonna fire into his 10-man cultist squad over there. So we got 5 shots hitting on 3s. That is all but 1 hit. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be 3 wounds at AP -1. So that's just going to be 3 dead guys. And then I've got the other 5-man squad's going to do the same thing over there. 5 shots. That is going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds at AP -1. 2 more dead. All right, so now my twin assault cannon from this Razorback's going to fire into his Noise Marines over there. So these are going to be 12 shots, hitting on 4s because he moved. So we got 5 hits, strength 6, so 3. Whoops, pardon me, 3s to wound. Okay, 1 wound, AP -1. So 1, 3-up save because they've got cover because he took prepared position. So that is good. We forgot about the prepared position, so they're going to have 5 saves here of 6-ups. Okay, so 1's actually going to be back. All right, so now this Razorback is going to fire into the cultists over there. These are going to be, again, hitting on 4s because he moved with a heavy weapon. All right, so that's 6 hits, strength 6, so wounding on 2s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at AP -1, so it's going to be 6 up saves because of prepared positions.
This unit?
No, into the 6-man unit, yeah. Whoa, making 4 of them! Only 2 dead, killer! All right, so my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought's going to fire into his Land Raid over there. So we've got 4 shots, hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Alrighty, so it's going to be 3 hits. Strength 9, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to spend a CP to reroll this. All right, so that's going to be 3 wounds there. Do I get the CP back because Azrael is my warlord? I don't. So these are going to be 3 AP -3. So what's he have?
And it's +1 for the cover, so 4.
+1 for cover.
He still has to have 50%, doesn't he?
No, because prepared positions, they gain the benefit of cover. So
Right.
because you're in a position there, so it's
I made 2.
made 2 of them. Well, yeah, because wait. 1 second. Yeah, prepared position, so he's got that. So he makes 2 of them, so 1 goes through. So it's going to be D6 damage for 3 damage.
Oh,
all right, so now my Hell Blasters here are going to fire into his Noise Marines over there. I am going to supercharge, so they've all got 1 shot each. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, that is 3 misses, but I am going to re-roll because of Azrael. All right, so 1 guy will be dead. 1 is a miss there. And these are now going to be strength 8, wounding on 2s. That is going to be all wounds, AP -4.
Okay, so
but no, AP -4 +1 because of prepared positions. So we've got 8 6-up saves. Man, prepared positions has come in handy. Making 1 of them. So that means that there's going to be 7 dead Marines.
And that's it.
All right, so the 7 Dubros over there with the Sonic Blasters that he took away or within range of my intercessors over here. So he gets to fire when they die before they're removed. We removed them, but they were within 24 inches, we figured out. So they're going to have shooting with their Sonic Blasters. These are Assault 3, AP nothing, Strength 4, AP nothing, 1 damage, but they ignore cover. So they're going to be shooting into them. I'll have 3 up saves, but these are going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling everything because of Abbadon.
Yep.
Re-rolling because of Abbadon. And then wounding on 4s. Alrighty, so now these are going to be 8. We've got 8 wounds over there. These are going to be AP nothing but ignoring cover, so they're going to be 3 up saves. And I fail 1 of them. All right, so that is the end of turn 1 for the Dark Angels here. He doesn't have to take any leadership tests over there because Abbadon gives a 12-inch fearless bubble, or auto-passing morale test, however they want to talk about it now in this edition. So no one has to take any morale tests over there. So that is going to be it, though, for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Black Legion here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Black Legion. Ooh, man, they are hoarding up over here. So the 2 shooty units of cultists advanced up over this way. The attacky unit just moved up, as did the Havocs here, the Dark Apostle and Abbadon and his Land Raider and the Noise Marines over here. These guys over here, everyone just stood still back over there. At the beginning of his movement phase, my opponent used a prayer to the Dark Gods with his Dark Apostle and did warp sight plea to his Havocs over there. So they're going to get +1 to hit, correct? +1 to hit, so they'll be hitting on 2s because Havocs nowadays do not suffer the penalty for moving with heavy weapons, which is pretty cool. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so into the psychic phase, my opponent spent a CP on Chaos Familiar to exchange Death Hex for Warp Time. So now he has Warp Time because the Death Hex thing, the way it worked out with the placing, he was worried about Azrael's little bubble there, but if I'm going to be back there, he's not got a problem with me, but if I start moving up, I lose it anyway. So that's where he's going to have that. So he's going to do that, but he's going to see if he gets that CP back. He does, which is pretty cool, so it didn't cost him anything there. So now he is going to try to cast some powers. All right, so he's going to now cast Prescience onto his missile launchers over here, looking for a 7. Getting it. Ooh, Perils in. You're going to spend a CP to try to reroll it. Going to spend a CP to reroll one of those into a 9, so it does go off, but he doesn't Perils, which is pretty good for him. All right, so at the beginning of the shooting phase, my opponent's Chaos Lord from his over there has the Demonic Eye, which is a relic from the Devastation Battery detachment, and he spent it, used it onto his Havocs over here with the autocannon, so that whoever he shoots at does not get the benefit of cover. But we are going to start shooting with his Havocs over here with the Reaper chain guns, who are going to fire into whom, sir? Into these intercessors over here. So these are going to be, again, these are going to be hitting on 2s because of Warp Sight, the Warp Sight plea, and then they will get rerolls because of Abbadon, which is pretty cool. And now he gets the rerolls because of Abbadon. All right, so Strength 5, Toughness 4, looking for 3s to wound. All right, so they had 18 wounds there onto these guys over here. It does not ignore cover, AP -1, so they're going to be looking for 3-ups since they are in cover. All right, so that's going to be 1 dead guy, 2 dead guy, 3 dead guys. Now his Noise Marines are going to fire into my intercessors over here. So we'll do the sergeant's whatchamacallits, his thing. What's he have?
His Doom Siren's a flame weapon, but he's going to do his Sonic Blaster.
Yeah, he's going to do the Sonic Blaster. So we'll do that one first, the Sonic Blaster. It's going to be 3 shots here, hitting on 3s. All right, that's all hits. Strength 4, so 4s to wound. That is going to be 1 wound. AP nothing, but ignoring cover, so 3-up save. That's going to be good. Woo!
I'm going to do the blast.
All right, so now the Blastmasters are going to fire into them as well. They're going to use the varied frequency here. So we're going to have, is it just 2 shots for them?
Assault D6.
Assault D6. So it's going to be Assault 2D6. So it's going to be 3 shots coming in over here. These are going to be looking for 3s to hit. Are they within range of Abbadon? 1 second.
I don't think so.
They're out of range, so it's going to be Strength 4, so looking for 4 to wound. That is a wound. AP -1, ignoring cover, so 4-up save. That is a dead Marine. All right, so now his autocannon dude bros are going to fire into my intercessors over here. They are ignoring cover because of the
Demon's Eye.
The Demon's Eye. So these are going to be hitting on 3s because they didn't move. Rerolling 1s because of the Lord there. All right, so that's just going to be 2 misses. These are going to be Strength 7, is it, right?
Yep.
So looking for 3s to wound. That was Cadia. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds.
-1.
4 AP -1. So, and ignoring cover because of the Demon's Eye there. So looking for 4-up saves. And I failed 3 of them. What's the damage on those?
2.
2 damage apiece. That's 3 more dead guys. Boom, boom, boom. And now the missile launchers are going to be firing into my Razorback over here. They're going to be hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s because of the Chaos Lord. No need there. So Prescience does get them there. These are going to be Strength 8, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3 wounds there. AP -3, so looking for 6-ups. Show me those fill facers. Getting 1 fill face, so that's going to be 2d6 damage. And 10 damage is exactly what he needs. Does it explode? It does not. All right, so now his Land Raider is going to fire the last cannons into my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought, and then he's going to put the Heavy Bolters into my Tactical Squad that just got out of the wrecked Razorback over here. So we're going to do the last cannons first, hitting on 3s, rerolling because of Abbadon. That is going to be 4 hits. These are going to be Strength 9, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2 wounds there. AP. Gonna spend command point on that one?
Yeah, command point.
Nope, back into a 2. So that's gonna be 2 at AP -3, so looking for 6-up saves. No saves there, so 2d6 damage. Ooh, 2 damage. And then the Twin Heavy Bolter firing into my Tactical Squad over here. That is all hits. Strength 5, so 3s to wound. Got 4 wounds there. These are going to be looking for AP -1, +1 because they're in cover, so 3-ups. Failed 1 of them. And now his Talent of Horus from Abbadon is going to fire into my Tactical Squad over here. Hitting on 2s, rerolling because of himself. All right, that's all hits. What is his strength?
4.
Strength 4, so 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound there. AP minus 1, so looking for 3 up because they're in cover. Yeah, you're good. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, that squad of cultists there is going to charge into my tactical marines over here. So I'm going to fire Overwatch. I've got 3 bolters and a bolt pistol firing, hitting on 6s. Getting 2 hits, looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 1 wound, AP nothing, so 1 6-up save. No good there. So that's going to be 1 dead cultist there, and their charge distance.
That's 9.
That's 9. That will get them in. All right, so now into the fight phase. His cultists are going to attack into my tactical marines over here. They've got 2 attacks each because of the brutal assault weapons and the champion, or what is his name? Or the leader, whatever. The leader guy.
Champion.
Cultist champion is going to have an additional attack there. So it's going to be 7 attacks coming in here, hitting on, what is it, 3s or 4s? 4s. So that's going to be 3 hits.
Nope.
Yeah, not within range of Abbadon now.
They charged.
And then wounding on strength, what is it?
Strength 3.
Strength 3, so it's going to be 1 wound there. 3 up armor save. And he's good. And then my marines are going to fight back over here. 6 attacks because it's 1 each for the regular marines plus 2 for the sergeant, 1 for his chainsword. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty, so that's going to be 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP minus nothing, so 2 6-up saves. Making
6.
1 over in there, so that's going to be 1 save there, so 1 dead cultist. All right, so that's going to be the end of turn 1 here. My opponent gets the point for having more models within 18 inches of Jenkins there. That especially because he's got all of these objective secured ones that are within 18 inches. I've only got 4 objective secured ones that are within 18 inches. So that's going to be it for that. I do have 1 leadership test to take over here. They lost 4 guys. 4 plus 1 is good to go. And these guys lost 3 guys. Plus 1 is good to go. All right. There we go. Now I need the ones. I'll take that. Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be it for turn 1 here. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. Azrael and his Hellblasters moved up over this way. My Razorback stayed still, but the 5-man squad inside disembarked. These guys stayed in combat with the cultist over here. These Reavers dropped in at the end of the movement phase, as did my Inceptors and these Reavers over here. These guys over here stayed still, he stayed still, and he stayed still. And then my drop pod is going to still be in Deep Strike Reserve. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off the shooting phase, these guys are going to fire their heavy bolt pistols into his cultist squad over there. So we got 10 shots hitting on 3s. Rerolling because they're within 6 inches of Azrael over there. All right, pretty good. I'll take that. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at AP minus 1. So that's going to be 9 dead cultists. All right, so now my Inceptors are going to fire into them. They've got 18 shots over there with their assault bolters hitting on 3s. All right. They will not be getting any rerolls. And these are going to be strength 5, so wounding on 3s. Okay, that's a lot of 1s and 2s there. AP minus 1, so that's 3, 6, 7, 8 dead cultists. My intercessors here are going to fire into them. They stayed still, so they get the better bolter rule over here. So it's going to be 4 shots hitting on 3s. Don't think they're in range over there of him. And then wounding on 3s. That's going to be 1 wound at AP minus 1. Boop. And then my, what are they called? Tactical squad is going to fire into them as well. So we've got 4 bolters and a bolt pistol hitting on 3s. Yes, tiny marines. Little marines. They might be within range. They are, in fact, within range of Azrael over there. So that's going to be all hits there. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6-up saves. Over here. Making 1 of them. So then that means 5 dead guys. And now my Razorback here is going to fire into them as well. So 12 shots hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Rerolling everything because of Azrael there. thankfully, oh boy, 4 hits. You kidding me? Alrighty, much better, much better. So it's going to be 10 hits there. These are going to be wounding on 2s, strength 6. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at AP -1. So the first 2 are going to be dead. And then we've got an additional 7 6-up saves. Nope, that's going to be the rest of that squad. Now my Tactical Marine squad here is going to fire their bolt pistols into those cultists that they're engaged with there. That is going to be 3 hits. Oh, they didn't move, so Grim Resolve, rerolling that 1 into a hit. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be 3 wounds at AP nothing, so 3 in cover. Yes, so 3 5-up saves. Making 1, only making 1, so that 2 guys are out. All right, and this Reaver squad is going to fire their bolt carbines into the 10-man or the 20-man squad over there. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. So it's going to be 4 at AP nothing, so 4 6-up saves. Making, oh, that one's cocked. Making 1 of them, so 3 are dead. And my Intercessor over here is going to fire into them as well. That's going to be 2 hits. It's going to be 1 wound, AP -1, they did. All right, my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought's going to fire into his Land Raider over there. 4 shots, hitting on 3s. That is going to be all hits. Wounding on 3s.
Oh, man.
Woo! All right, so now my Hellblasters are going to fire. The 4 that can see his Havocs over there are going to fire into them, and the 5 that can't see the Havocs are going to fire into the Land Raider. They are going to be supercharging. I'm going to spend a command point on Weapons of the Dark Age, which I got back with Azrael's ability there. So the 4 that are going to fire into the Havocs over there, supercharging, hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. That is going to be 4 hits. Strength 8, toughness 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant. That is going to be 3 at AP -4, so those are just going to go straight through. And then we got 5 into the Land Raider over there, hitting on 3s. That is going to be all hits. Strength 8, so looking for 4s to wound. Rerolling 1s, but those are not 1s. So it's going to be 3 at AP -4. So 3 6-up saves. No, doesn't make any of those. So that's going to be 9 damage. All right, so that is going to be it for the shooting phase. And that's going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Black Legion on turn 2. No, it was a turn 2. I don't know why I was saying turn 1. Blomp, blomp, blomp. All right, movement phase for the Black Legion here on turn 2. The Cultist squad moved up over this way, as did Abbadon, his Dark Apostle, and the lone Havoc over there. The Plague Marines disembarked from the Land Raider, then the Land Raider shifted over this way. The 2 Havoc squads plus the Sorcerer and the Lord made their way up over this way, and the Noise Marines made their way up over this way. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. Oh, at the beginning of the movement phase, his Dark Apostle did cast Warp Sight Plea onto the Land Raider there to give him +1 to hit. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, to start it off, my opponent is going to cast Prescience onto the Autocannon dude bros there. So looking for a 7. Does not go off on a 6.
I'll reroll those.
He's going to spend a CP to re-roll that into a 5, so that is good to go. See if he gets it back, because there's a new turn here to get 1 back. No. And then he's going to cast Smite onto my Reavers over here, looking for a 5. Goes off on an 11, so that's Super Smite, D6 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. Damn. Kills a guy. All right, so at the beginning of the shooting phase, my opponent is going to use the Demon's Eye to give my Hellblaster, his Havoc squad over here with the autocannons ignore cover. And now they're going to start us off by shooting. They are going to fire the autocannons into my Hellblasters over there, and then he's going to fire the plasma from the Sergeant into my dude bro over here, into my dude bros over here. It's going to supercharge, and he's in rapid fire there. So these are going to be hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s, but no need to there. So these are the autocannons first. These are going to be strength 7, so looking for 3s to wound.
Up vets.
He's going to spend a command point on, what is it? On Veterans of the Long War there.
I'll see if I get it back.
See if he gets it back. Nope. So he's going to be, it does get it back. That's right, 5+. So now he's going to be looking for 2s to wound. That one's cocked over there. All right, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at AP -1. So we've got 7, ignoring cover because of that. So they're out of cover anyway. So it's going to be 7 4-up saves. Failing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them? Yes. Ooh, that is rough. And now the plasma. That is going to be 2 hits, wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds, AP -3, ignoring cover. So 6-up saves. Making neither of them, so that's going to be 2 more dead guys.
And the plasma ended up.
All right, so now his other Havoc squad over here with the missile launchers are going to fire into my Razorback over here, and the plasma into my Dude Bros over here. So he's going to supercharge as well with them. So he's going to be hitting on 3s. That's going to be 2 hits, wounded on 2s. That's 2 wounds. These don't ignore cover, so these are going to be looking for 5-ups. Making both of them! Woo! And then we got the 4 crack missiles. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s, but those are not going to be rerolled. And then you got 2. These are strength 8s, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP -3. He does get the benefit of cover because he's on and more than 50% obscured. So looking for a AP -3, so looking for a 5-up save because of cover. No, that's going to go through. D6 damage. 3 damage. All right, so now his cultists here are going to fire into my tactical squad over here. So they're all in rapid fire range. So we're going to have 32 shots from them over here. These are going to be hitting on 4s. Rerolling because of Abbadon. Rerolling because of Abbadon. And these are going to be strength 3, toughness 4. So looking for 5s to wound.
Whatever's in your hand.
All right, so we got 10 wounds into my tactical squad over here. They're going to be looking for 2-up armor saves. Failing 3 of them. Boof. All right, so now his 1 Reaper Chain Dude Bro over there is going to fire into my 10-man Reaper squad, hitting on 3s. No need to reroll from Abbadon there. This guy is angry about losing his friends. These are now going to be wounding on 3s as well, strength 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. AP -1, so 4 4-up saves. Failing 3 of them. And now Abbadon's going to fire his Talons of Horus into my Dude Bros over here. That is going to be all hits. Strength 4, so 4s to wound. Getting 3 wounds. AP on these, -1. So again, 4-up saves. Making them all. Woo! Now his Noise Marines are going to fire the Blastmasters and his the Sonic Blaster from his aspiring champion there are going to fire into my Reavers, and then his Doom Siren is going to fire into my Tactical Marine over here. So we're going to go with the blast the Sonic Blaster first, hitting on 3s. So that's going to be all but 1 hit. So it's going to be wounding on strength 4, right? So it's 2 wounds. AP nothing, but ignores cover, but they don't get cover there. So 2 3-up saves, making them both. Do Siren is going to be D6 hits. That's going to be 3 hits. Strength 4? Is it?
Doom Siren is actually strength 5.
Strength 5, AP -2. So this is going to be looking for 3s. Getting 2 wounds. AP -2 +1 because he's in cover. Oh no, Noise Marines ignore cover. Oh no. Is it Noise Marines ignore cover, or is it just the weapons ignore cover?
Ignores cover as well.
Doom Siren also ignores cover, so it's going to be 2 at -2, so looking for 5-up saves. Failed them both, so he is double dead.
Frequency.
And the Blastmaster is going to use their varied frequency into here, so 2d6 shots. That's going to be 5 total shots here. These are going to be looking for 3s to hit. Getting 1 hit, strength 4, 4 to wound. No wound. Now his Plague Marines are going to fire their 3 bolt guns into my Inceptors over there. These are going to be hitting on 3s, all hits. 1 second. T5, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds over there. AP nothing, so looking for 3-up saves. Failing 2 of them, 1 is dead. All right, so now his Land Raider is going to fire the twin heavy bolter into my Reavers over here, and the las cannons into my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought. So we're going to go with the last cannons, or the heavy twin heavy bolter first. These are going to be hitting on 4s because of the warp sight plea. So that's going to be 4 hits, strength 5. So looking for 3s to re-rolling because of Abbadon. My bad. All right, and these are now going to be wounding on whatchamacallits, 3s. That's going to be 4 wounds. Pretty good. AP -1, so 4 4-ups. Failing all of them. And now the last cannon is going to fire. Again, looking for 4s because of all the shenanigans. Re-rolling those because of whatchamacallits. There we go. So that's going to be Abbadon. That's the one.
Big cheese.
So 3 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. AP -3, so looking for 6-up serves. Making neither of those, so 2d6 damage. 4 damage. All right, so that's the end of the shooting phase. At the end of the shooting phase, my opponent's going to use Endless Cacophony because they are a Havoc or a Heretic Astartes Slaanesh infantry unit that is going to be firing over here. So it's going to be, see if he gets one back. Does not. So he's out of CP. My opponent's out of CP, and now he's going to fire those guys. Where are they going to fire?
They're going to shoot at your Hellblasters.
He's fighting into my Hellblasters again over here. So these are going to be, it's, what is it, 3 shots each or 2 shots each? So we're going to have 8 shots, and then the plasma is going to fire into my Reavers over here.
And I'll rapid fire.
And it's going to rapid fire and supercharge. So we'll do those ones first. Rerolling 1s because of the Lord. Yeah. That's going to be 2 hits. Wounded on 2s. That is 2 wounds. 2. These ones are ignoring cover. So these are 6-up saves.
They still have Demon's Eye.
Making 1. Still alive with 1 guy. And now the auto cannon shots are going to be firing. Hitting on 2s because of prescience. Rerolling because of Dude Bro. All right, that's 1 miss. These are now going to be strength 7, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3. AP -1, right? So 3 4-up saves. Making them all. All right, so into the assault phase, we're going to start with the Plague Marines are going to charge into my Inceptors over there. So they are going to fire Overwatch. Got 12 shots between them, hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. That is not a, well, it is a wound. It is a wound because they are strength 5, toughness 4, 5. So that's going to be -1, so looking for 4-up. No, that's not good. And then no, you got disgustingly resilient on them, don't you?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 5-up. Yeah, he's good. And their charge distance, need an 8-inch charge. They're gonna, 7, just out. Abbadon is now gonna charge into my Tactical Marines and my Razorback over here. So we're gonna fire with the Razorback first, hitting on 6s. All right, pretty good. 3 hits so far. Rerolling because of Azrael. Getting another 2 hits. These are strength 6. His toughness is what, 5? So looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3 at AP -1. So 3 +1 because he's in cover. Because he's not. Is he a monster? Wounding on 3s. Strength 6.
Yeah, you said.
Oh, 4. Oh, sorry, 4. 4.
Okay.
AP, yeah, I was looking at those 3s.
He's not a monster.
3 wounds. He's not a monster, so he's going to get the 4 2-up armor saves. Making them all. And the Tactical Marine is going to fire into into him as well. 6s. Pretty good. Rerolling. Getting another 2. Not bad. Then looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound. 2-up save. He's good. And his charge distance is going to get him in. And his cultists here are now going to charge into the Tacticals and my Hellblasters. So the Hellblasters will fire. Not going to supercharge. Hitting on 6s. Rerolling because of Azrael. So it's going to be 4 total hits. Wounded on 2s. Rerolling because of the Lieutenant. That is going to be 4 dead cultists. And their charge distance, 8 inches, will get him into the Tactical Marines for sure. Now the Noise Marines are going to charge into my Intercessor over here. He's going to fire Overwatch. Not getting either of those to be hits, so their charge distance. Oop, forgot the dice. What do you need, an 8? 8-inch charge to get on these guys. And they're in. All right, so now his Chaos Lord here is going to charge into my Reaver, Overwatching. That's going to be 1 hit. No wound on that one though. He needs an 7-inch charge to get in. He gets it in. And the Dark Apostle is going to charge into my Tactical Marines. That will get him in. All right, so into the fight phase, we're going to start with Abbadon here. He's going to put his Draconian into my Tactical Marines, and he's going to put the Talon of Horus into my Razorback. So
See how many attacks I get with Draconian.
see how many attacks he gets with Draconian. Rolls a 5 there, so it's, what is it, 5?
5 attacks.
5 attacks.
And then 6 for
And then 6 on the Talon. So 5 attacks with Draconian, hitting on 2s, rerolling because of himself. That's going to be 4 hits. Strength
Strength is +1.
Strength
so
plus
it's
1,
6.
so it's going to be strength 6. That is going to be that's 3 wounds there. AP minus 4, so that's going to be 3
sorry.
dead.
That's minus
1 second. That's minus 3, so he's going to be looking for 6 up saves. Not making any of them. And now the Talon attacks into my dude bro over here. That's going to be all hits. These are going to be strength what?
Strength 10.
Strength 10, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be all but 2, so that's 4. At AP minus 4 is going to go straight through. These are D3 damage apiece. So that's 3, 6, 7, 8. He is dead. Does he explode? He does! Woof! Oh boy! Alright, so here we go. On to these guys. D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. It's going to kill 2 guys. Into my guys over here. 1 mortal wound. Another one is dead. Into my Hellblasters. 2 mortal wounds. Another guy is dead. Into Azrael. 3 mortal wounds. That ain't great. Now into Abbadon over there. 3 mortal wounds into Abbadon.
He halves damage around.
1 second. Then into the Dark Apostle over here. It's going to take 2 mortal wounds. Into his Cultist over here. They're going to take 1 mortal wound. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 CP to interrupt with my Hellblasters into his Cultist over here. So we're going to have 7 attacks here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael, thankfully. Holy cow. That did. I'll take that. Wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant there. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ups because there's no AP on their close weapons. Making 2 of them, so 4 are dead. Now his Dark Apostle is going to attack into my Tactical Marine over here. So he is going to have 3 attacks, hitting on 3s or 2s? 2s. Rerolling because of Abbadon. All right, so that's going to be 3 hits. Strength. Oh, 6 is Death to the False Emperor over there.
Start using.
There we go. Rerolling because of Abbadon. Nope, not meant to be on that one. Apparently he doesn't really want Death to the False Emperor there. So he's going to be looking for strength what?
It is +2, so 3.
+2, so 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds there.
Oh, it's actually +1.
+1, still 3s to wound. AP minus 1, so it's going to be 2 4-up armor saves. Failing both, he's dead. And now his Cultists are going to attack into my Hellblasters over here. So he's going to have 8 attacks over here because there's 7 of them left.
4s. Hitting
Hitting on 4s, rerolling because of Abbadon. Alrighty, getting another hit over there. That's going to be 4 hits. These are going to be looking for 5s to wound, though. Death to the False Emperor over there with a 6. Sorry, my bad. Rerolling. Nope, not meant to be. And these are going to be looking, like I said, for 5s to wound. Getting 2 wounds, not bad. 2 3-up armor saves. Failing them both. I'm going to use.
Primaris.
Oh.
That's an accomplishment.
No, I'm going to spend a CP to reroll one of those.
For a Hellblasters.
Hell yeah. There we go, thankfully. All right, so now his Noise Marines are going to attack into my Intercessor. Hitting on 3s. Death to the False Emperor with those 3 there. So we got these 2. And then why don't you just reroll that 1 there, because, well, yeah,
Well,
it's all good.
fine.
There we go. And it's all hit. There we go. These are now going to be strength 4, so 4s to wound. That is 1, 2, 3 wounds. Looking for 3s to 3-up armor saves. Making 2 of them, taking 1 wound. And now his Chaos Lord is going to attack into my Reavers over here. Those are going to be hitting on 2s. That's all hits. Death to the False Emperor there. So getting 1 more attack onto 2. Good to go. These are now going to be strength 4, so looking for 4s to wound. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds there. AP minus 3, right? He's got 5 wounds. Sorry, 5 wounds. AP minus.
Chainsword.
Oh, Chainsword. So 5 3-up saves. Failed 2, he is dead. And now my dude bro over here is going to attack into his Noise Marines. 3 attacks. That is 1 hit. No wound. All right, so that is the end of the turn here. I do have some morale tests to take over here. They lost 5 guys. 5 plus 6 would be fail, but they shall know no fear. Into a 1, they are good to go. And these guys over here, they lost 5, 6 guys, so 6 plus 6 would be a fail. Rerolling. Into a 1, they are good to go. So that is going to be it for the end of the turn here. My opponent has 7 guys that have objective secured within range of that, so he will have the point then again. It's taking him to 3 victory points because he also got first strike. I did not. So that is going to be it. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. He moved over this way, fell back out of combat. My Hellblasters fell back out of combat over here, but I spent 2 CP for Intractable, which will allow them to shoot, even though they fell back. Azrael and my Lieutenant moved up over this way, just out of an inch of his Dark Apostle. These guys moved up over this way, and the Intercessors moved up here, and my Reavers moved up over there. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so shooting phase, we're going to start with my Intercessors firing into his Cultists. 4 shots, hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. So that's going to be 4 hits, looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 4 dead Cultists. Now my Reavers are going to fire their bolt pistols, heavy bolt pistols into them. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling. That is going to be 5 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. That is going to be 5 AP -1, so 2 are going to be just dead because they're out of cover there. And then you've got 3 6-up saves. Makes 1, but that is not enough to save the unit. All right, so now my Hellblasters are going to fire into Abbadon over here. I am going to supercharge, and I'm going to spend a command point on Weapons of the Dark Age. Do I get a command point back? I do get 1 back. All right. So now they're going to fire. They're going to supercharge into him over there, hitting on 3s. That is going to be 2 hits. That is 2 hits. Rerolling because of Azrael. That is another 2 hits. These are going to be strength 8, so looking for 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant. Not meant to be. So that is going to be 5 AP -4. Because he's within 12 inches of the center there, he doesn't get his invul save. So we got 5 6-up saves. He makes 1 of them, so he's going to take 12 damage. So he is dead, and that is Slay the Warlord.
Better now.
All right, my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought now is going to fire into his Land Raider over there. So there's going to be 4 shots hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. Not meant to be. 2 hits, looking for 3s to wound. That is 2 wounds. AP -3, so looking for 5-ups. No, both go through. And 10 damage. He is dead. Does he explode? He does not. All right, so my Primaris Lieutenant here is going to fire his plasma pistol into his Dark Apostle. I am going to supercharge, so it's going to be hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Strength 8, toughness 4 on him, so 2 to wound. That is going to be a wound, AP -3, so that's going to be looking for a +1 because he's in cover, looking for a 5. He's good. All right, Azrael is going to fire into his Havoc over here with his Combi Bolter, with a Combi Plasma. He's going to fire both of them at the both profiles. So we're going to go with the Plasma first. Not going to supercharge. Hitting on 3s because he's firing both profiles. So that is going to be 2 hits. Strength 7, looking for 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Primaris Lieutenant. That is going to be 2 wounds at AP -3. And that's going to be 1 save, but 1 dead guy there. All right, my Inceptors are going to shoot into his Plague Marines over there. 12 shots from them, hitting on 3s. Okay. These are now going to be looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. AP -1. So it's going to be 5 4-up saves. And then 5-up Disgustingly Resilience.
I made 1.
Makes 1 of them, so 3 dead. All right, so that's going to be it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Primaris Lieutenant's going to charge into his Dark Apostle. Crack grenade getting thrown. No hit there. His charge distance is definitely in. And then Azrael's going to do the same thing. He's in. And now my Reavers here are going to charge into his Dude Bros over there. He took all the bolt guns, so there's nothing to overwatch there. Looking for an 8-inch charge. And they're in. And my Inceptors are going to charge in as well. And they're in. All right, so because they made it over there, they've got Crushing Charge. On 6s, they do Mortal Wounds. Hey, doing 1 Mortal Wound, so 5 up, Disgustingly Resilient. No. All right, Azrael is going to attack into his Dark Apostle over there. 5 attacks hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of himself. Strength 4, Toughness 4. Oh, no, yeah. So, oh, no, he's got... All right, so Strength +2, so wounding on 3s. So that's going to do 1 Mortal Wound. Rerolling 1s because of the Primaris Lieutenant there. And then, so it's going to do 1 Mortal Wound, and then he's got 5 AP -3, so 5 6-up saves. No, so he is going to be dead. All right, so now my Reavers are going to attack into his Plague Marines over there. So I've got 16 attacks with them because there's 2 base plus 1 for the combat knife, and the Sergeant has an extra 1. So he's going to be hitting on 3s. And then wounded on 5s because they are tough 5. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds over here. AP nothing, so it's going to be 6 3-up saves for his Dude Bros over there. And then 5-up Disgustingly Resilient. No, so it's going to be 2 dead. And then my Inceptors are going to attack. They've got 5 attacks between them over there, hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. Wounding on 5s, though. Getting 1, 2 wounds. 3-up saves. 5-up Disgustingly Resilient. No, so another dead. So now his Dude Bros here are going to attack into my Reavers. So we're going to go with the guy with the Bubonic Axe first. That's 2 hits.
+1, so 3.
So 3s to wounds. So that is going to be 1 wound. Rerolling 1 because of Plague Weapon. Nope, not meant to be. So that's 1 AP -2. So looking for a 5-up save. Good with a fail first. Woo! And now his Flail. D3, so it's going to be 2 attacks. That is no hits. All right, so that's the end of the turn. He has a leadership take here. He lost 7 guys from the squad, so 7 plus 5. That is the rest of that squad there. So that is going to be it for the turn here. We will come back to you after movement phase for Chaos on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Black Legion here on turn 3. His Noise Marines moved up over this way, and all of these Dude Bros have moved up over this way, looking to bring the fight back to me. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so we're going to start off by trying to cast Prescience onto the autocannons over here. That is going to go off with an 11. And he's going to cast Warp Time onto them as well.
Need a 6.
That's going to go off with an 11. All right, so into the shooting phase, he's going to put the Demon's Eye onto his Dude Bros with the autocannons, and then he's going to start shooting, though, with the Noise Marines. The Doom Siren is going to go into my Intercessor here. Everything else is going to go into my Hell Blasters over here. So we're going to go with the Doom Siren first. It's going to get 4 hits. Strength 5, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds, AP -1, so AP -2. So this is going to look for 5-up saves. Nope, he's dead. So here comes the Sonic Blaster first. That is going to be 3 hits, Strength 4, so 4s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP nothing, right? So 3-up saves. Failing 1. And now the Blastmasters with varied frequency. They're gonna, that's cocked. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. 6. We'll do 6. We'll do 6. That was good. So that's gonna be 6 attacks. 6 shots here. That's gonna be 5 hits. These are now going to be strength 4, so 4s again. Looking for 4 wounds there. AP minus AP -4. On 4s, looking for 4s. Okay, died. Another guy dies. All right, so now this squad here is going to fire the plasma into my last Hell Blaster over here, and then the autocannons are going to fire into my Reavers. So, do you want to supercharge?
Yes.
All right, so he's going to supercharge, so we'll do that one. Hitting on a 3. Oh, hitting on a 2 because of presence. Wounded on a 2.
Damn.
Nope. And here come the autocannons on 2s. That's all hits. Wounded on 3s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. AP -1, so 4-up saves. Failing 2 of them. 2 did. And now the other Havoc squad is going to fire. The Plasma is going to fire into my Hell Blaster. One of these guys is closer to the Reavers, so he's going to have to fire into them. But the other 3 are going to fire into my Primaris Lieutenant over here. So we're going to go with the Plasma first, supercharged.
Yep.
Hitting on 3. Rerolling 1s because of the Lord. Ooh, not meant to be.
He's dead.
He's dead. And then we've got the, let's do the frag missile into the Reavers over there. So it's going to be D6 shots. D6 shots, going to get 1 shot, hitting on a 3. That is a hit, wounding on a 5. It's not a wound. And then the 3 crack missiles into my Primaris Lieutenant over there. So that's going to be 2 hits, wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds, AP -3. No invul save allowed within 12 inches over here. So it's going to be looking for 5 up saves because of cover. And I make 1 of them, so D6 wounds. 1 wound. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the fight phase, assault phase, his Noise Marines are going to charge into my lieutenant over here. They're going to fire Overwatch here. Rerolling because of Azrael. No hits there. So their charge distance, 8 inches will get them in. All right, so they're going to start with the attacks over here. These are going to be looking for 3s to hit.
That was 2 6s.
2 6s there, so Death to the False Emperor. Not going to hit them there. And then we've got, these are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds. Failed 1 of them. All right, so now my Primaris Lieutenant is going to attack back. He has the Heavenfall Blade, so he's going to attack in with 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of Azrael. These are now strength +2, so looking for 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of himself. Okay, so that's 2 wounds at AP -3. Making 1 of them, failing 1 of them. All right, so my opponent took the wound on his aspiring champion. So when he dies, though, they have a special rule that allows them to shoot even if they're within an inch of the enemy. So an interesting situation comes up here because this special rule does not state that you shoot as though it's the shooting phase. You just have it. You just shoot. You just get to have a shooting attack that you shoot there. All the rules pertaining to the character rules state that they all the character rules only pertain to the shooting phase and all to any powers that have you shoot as though it's the shooting phase. This one does not say to shoot like the shooting phase. It just says take a shot. So he's going to take a shot into Azrael over here. So he's going to use his Doom Siren to make the shot. So it's going to be D6 shot hits. So 5 hits. Strength 4. Oh, no, strength 5, right? Strength 5. So looking for 3s. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. AP -2, so looking for 4 up saves on Azrael. Making 2 of those. I'm going to use his Warlord trait reroll. And I'm going to use a CP reroll because I really want him to live. Oh, and he's good with 1 wound left. All right, so that is the end of turn 3. I've got troops that have objectives secured within range to secure the objective here. So I am going to score the point for this turn. And that is going to be it. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here. My lieutenant fell back out of combat with his Noise Marines. Azrael moved up over here. The Hellblaster moved up there as well, as did my Intercessors this way. My Reavers moved up this way, as did my Inceptors moving up over this way. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought is going to fire into his Havocs with the missile launchers. So we're going to have 4 shots here, hitting on 3s. That's going to be 3 hits, wounding on 2s. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP -3, so it's going to be 2 6-up saves. No, 2 dead guys. My Intercessor is going to fire into his Noise Marines here. That's going to be 4 hits, wounding on 4s. That is going to be 4 wounds, AP -1, so 4 3-up saves because they are in cover. Failing 1 of them. All right, so before he takes the 1 guy off, he's going to shoot into my Hellblast over here. So he's going to do single hit frequency, so it's D3. Going to be 1 shot here. This is going to be hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Strength 8, so 2s to wound. That is a wound. AP minus 2, so looking for a 5. Yes, because they ignore cover, so it's going to be a 5-up save. No, dead guy. Oh, no, what's the damage? D3 damage. Now he's a dead guy. All right, so now my dude bros here are going to fire their assault bolters into the front guys over here. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All righty. Oh, there's one there. These are now going to be strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Oh, no, they're tough 5, so 4s to wound.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to move towards...
Man, 3s would have been great. So that's going to be 3 at AP minus 1, so looking for 3-ups because they're in cover. Failing one of them. All right, so now Azrael's going to fire into them as well with both profiles of his weapon. So we're going to go with the plasma first, not going to supercharge, hitting on a 3. Don't get to reroll the 2 because it would have been a hit before modifiers, and then wounding on a 3. That is a wound, AP minus 3, plus 1 because they're in cover, so looking for a 5-up. No. And then the bolters. Mastercrafted bolters, that's going to be 2 hits. No wounds. And now my Reaver is going to fire into the Noise Marine. That's going to be 3 hits. That is going to be 1 wound at AP minus 1. 3-up save. He's good. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my intercessors are going to charge into his autocannons here. So we got the shots hitting on 6s. Re-rolling 1s. All right, getting 1 hit. Looking for a 3 to wound. No wound there. So their charge distance should be enough. All right, so 2 6-ups to give mortal wounds. No mortal wounds. So now my Reavers are going to charge into them as well on an 8 Delirian. And Azrael's going to charge into his Noise Marine over here. So you're going to do with the D3. Going to get 1 shot on a 6. No hit there. His charge distance is in. All right, so that is it for the assault phase. So now going into the fight phase, we're going to start with Azrael into the Noise Marine here. 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of himself. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be 5. 1 mortal wound, so he is going to be dead. But he does get to shoot back at me. I'm going to do the D3 shots. D3 shots. Going to get 1 shot here, hitting on a 3. That's a hit, wounding on a 2. That is a wound, AP minus 2. So it's going to be a 4-up save. And I make it with a 5. Woo! So now my Reavers are going to attack into these guys over here. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s because they're T5. That is going to be 1, 2 wounds. 2 regular saves. Fails 1. And my Inceptors are going to attack into them as well. So that's going to be all but 1 hit. Getting 2 wounds. Makes them both. Okay. All right, so there's 2 Havocs are going to attack into the Reavers over here. 1 attack each. Getting no hits. Sorry, the 2 does hit because of prescience. Forgot about that. It's in all phases.
And I'll reroll the 1 for the Chaos Lord.
And re-rolling 1 because of the Chaos Lord. Nope, not meant to be, so that's 1 hit. That is a wound. And that's not a save. All right, so now his Chaos Lord is going to attack into Inceptor because they heroically intervened over here. All right, re-rolling 1s because of himself. All right, all but 1 hit there. These are going to be wounding on 5s because they're T5s. So that's going to be 3 wounds there. Chain Swords to 3-up saves. Making all but 1. And now the Sorcerer with the Force Axe is going to attack. Hitting, re-rolling 1s because of that. So it's going to be 2 hits or 3 hits. Is it 2s or 3s? Hits on 3, so that's 2 hits. Strength, looking for 5s to wound, so that's going to be a wound. AP minus 2 because it's 4s to wound because it's plus 1 strength. Still the 1 wound there. AP minus 2, so looking for a 5-up save. No, so that's going to be a dead guy. All right, so that's going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 4. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Black Legion on turn 4. All right, movement phase. His 2 Havocs with the missile launchers moved up. Everyone else is going to stay in combat. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. Come back to you with the Psychic phase. We're going to start off with Smite going over here. So looking for a 5. Ooh, double 1. So he does take, suffers Perils of the Warp. Suffers 3 mortal wounds. And he's going to cast Prescience onto his missile launchers. That will go off with them. All right, so now the missile launchers are going to get the Demon's Eye ability over here, ignoring cover, and they are then going to fire into my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought over here. So it's going to be 2 shots, hitting on 3s, or hitting on 2s because of Prescience, wounding on 3s. Inception! Ooh, no wound. All right, both these guys are going to fire their pistols. Chaos Lord first. That's a hit. That is not a wound because he's T5.
I don't imagine.
And then the Sorcerer. That's a hit. That is not a wound. All right, so the Sorcerer is going to start us off over here. He's going to have 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is going to be all hits and all deaths to the False Emperors over there. Pretty good. That is going to get an additional 1 hit there, so that's going to be 4 hits. These are going to be strength +1, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound. AP -2, so looking for a 5-up save. No, that's going to go through, so D3 wounds. 3 wounds, he is dead. And now my Reavers are going to attack into his Dubros there. Hitting on 3s. These are going to be wounding on 5s because they're T5. That is going to be 1, 2, 3 wounds. 3-up armor saves. Making them all. And they're going to attack back on 3s. That is 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. That is 2 wounds. Looking for 3-up armor saves. Making them both. All right, so that is the end of turn 4 there. I again score the point here because of my intercessors here. And that is going to be it for turn 4. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 5. All right, movement phase. My intercessors moved up over here. Azrael and the lieutenant moved up over here. My Reavers stayed in combat over there, and my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought stayed still. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to the shooting phase. All right, my Reavers are going to fire their heavy bolt pistols into his Dubros there. So we're going to have 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's going to be 3 hits, wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound, AP -1, +1 because he's in cover, 3-up save. He's good. My Mortis Pattern Dreadnought's going to fire into his Havocs over there, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. That is going to be 3 hits, wounding on 3s. That is going to be 3 wounds, AP -3, +1 because they're in cover, so looking for 5-ups. No, they are dead. All right, so into the assault phase, my Primaris Lieutenant is going to charge into his Havocs and into his Chaos Lord. Chaos Lord's Overwatch does not hit, so his charge distance 9 inches will get him in. And Azrael's going to charge into the Havocs. He's in. All right, so into the fight phase, we're going to start with Azrael into his Havocs. You're going to have 5 attacks hitting on 2s. That's all hits. Strength +2, so wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s, but not those 2, so it's going to be 2 wounds. 1's going to take a mortal wound, and then you got 2 6-up saves. No, they are dead. And then my Lieutenant's going to go into the Chaos Lord here. 5 attacks hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of Azrael. All right, strength +2 because of the Heavenfall Blade. Looking for 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of himself. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 at AP -3. 4-up invul saves. That is going to be 1 fail, so D3 damage. That's going to be 2 damage. And now he's going to attack back into my Primaris Lieutenant. Rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, so that's going to be all hits. Those 1 death to the False Emperor over there. So that's another hit. These are now going to be strength 4, so looking for 4s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 3-up saves. Failing 3 of them. Oh, 1 second. All right, so I got the 1 left. I'm going to use the CP to re-roll it. Oh, and he's still dead. Do I get the CP back? I do not. So I'm out of CP as well now. And my Primaris Lieutenant is dead. All right, so that's the end of the Dark Angel's turn here. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Black Legion on turn 5. All right, movement phase. They both moved over here, so we're going to go straight into the Psychic phase. We're going to go into Smite first. That's not going to go off. And Warp Time on the Chaos Lord. That's going to go off with a 7. All right, so now we are going to go into the shooting phase. He's going to throw a crack grenade into Azrael on a 3. That's a hit. Looking for a 3 to wound. No wound. And then he's going to do it as well. No hit. Rerolling 1s because of himself, though. Into a hit. That is a wound. AP -1, so +1 because he's in cover. 2-up save. Oh, just barely. All right, so into the assault phase. The Chaos Lord is going to charge into the intercessors. Their Overwatch is not getting anything. His charge distance is in. And now the Sorcerer is charging into Azrael. We're going to fire both profiles for Overwatch here. Looking for the Plasma first. Re-rolling because of himself. Definitely not supercharging it, by the way. So that's going to be no hits there. And then the Bolters. Re-rolling because of himself. No, nothing there. So he is just going to be in. All right, so the Chaos Lord is now going to attack in. Ooh, that's all hits. 2 Death to the False Emperors. That's 2 more hits. These are going to be strength 4, so looking for 4s to wound.
Don't need to know about that.
That is going to be 1, 2 wounds. 3 up saves. Making them both. And here comes the Sorcerer over here. That's going to be 1 hit. And that is a wound, though. AP -2, so looking for a 4-up save. He's good. So now Azrael's going to attack back over here. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling because of himself. Wounding on 3s. That 6 will be the mortal wound that it takes to kill the Sorcerer. And then 5 attacks from the Intercessors over here. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 up saves or 3 up saves? 2 ups. He's good. 3. All right, so that is the end of turn 5 there. I score because of the objective secured dude bros there, which will give me 4 points to my opponent's 3 points because I've scored 3 rounds and I got Slay the Warlord. My opponent has scored 2 rounds and got first strike. So leaving me with 4, him with 3 points. So that is the end of the turn. That's the end of round 5. So we're going to see if we go on to a turn 6. Do you want to roll to see if we go on over here? 3 up. Yep, on a 5 it is. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels. All right, movement phase. My Intercessors fell back out of combat. Everyone else moved up towards him, and he stood still. So we're going to move right into the shooting phase. He is going to shoot into him. Hitting on 3s. Oh boy, getting all those hits. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 3 wounds. AP -3, looking for 5 ups because he's in cover. No, he fails that, so he is dead. And that is the end of the game with a Dark Angels victory. Super close. Even at the end there, I mean, I've only got a few models left on this board, and there were a number of times where it came real close with Azrael going down, or these Intercessors here could have easily have gone down. But man, that was a bloody, bloody match. We just kept going back and forth, and each of our turns just got bloodier and bloodier, killing more and more models back and forth, turn after turn, which was pretty incredible and a ton of fun. I really like the new Chaos Space Marines, what they've got going on here. Those new Havocs are fantastic with the rules that they've got, with the Vigilus Ablaze and just the cool weapons, and they look really rad as like super cool looking models. So I'm a really big fan of those guys. But yeah, a ton of fun. Always have a good time playing against Jason. Always a good time. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Jason. Until next time, have fun.